His one daughter was on Facebook, she's my friend, and her sister would go on there and she'd do anything but I
I'm just going to make him a little and give it to him.
That's awesome. You see all these girlfriends he's got everywhere. I said, you see all the girlfriends he's got everywhere.
Everything turns into lipstick all over.
Complete with the lipstick. No, I don't want to look at it. It's your spouse. Right here. Is she left? Something?
You know, she's only a couple of days.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Gus? I know.
And people say, hey, and I did well to take it on
How funny.
They accused me of spending too much time with
You go deliver it too?
Not to this table.
He was in my birthday to you.
But again, like I say, happy birthday, Gus. Looking forward to a few more years around here. And I'm so glad to see that Lucinda got down here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was his high school classmate. And I think 1939. So
That's wonderful.
that's all I've got. So
Can I say
yes,
something?
certainly.
Just very briefly. Is this on? My name is Carolyn Speed, and I'm here representing the Speed family. The Speed family was very, very close to Gus. My husband told me many, many stories about Gus and his father. They were both in Jacksonville at the same time, outfitting the airplanes to go to the Antarctica. And my husband was a boy, and they were all there together. So my husband's father flew Que Sera Sera to the Antarctica, and Gus flew Aurora, I believe, to Antarctica. And they had many, many wonderful stories. My husband was also a naval pilot and officer, and knew Gus very well. He was one of his favorite people. So, thank you.
He was the greatest. Really was. We all loved it.
Well, one other thing, we've got Ron Stefano and his wife here. They come over here from Luxembourg, and they did a book on Goonie birds and also on Deep Freeze, Operation Deep Freeze 2. And they were out here to the museum yesterday taking pictures. I guess this is for a future book, or I'm not sure. Whatever.
I'm collecting for maybe an updated edition.
Okay.
Who knows?
So they came over here, and also they were here previous for one of Gus's birthdays. And so also on Monday, they're holding a deal out at the Naval Air Station for Gus. And it's going to be underneath the Que Sera Sera. We're going to have a small table set up, and so people can come by and just chat and say hi. And it's nothing fancy or anything like that, but that's what we plan on doing and what they would like to have him do. So.
And Tom Henderson. Tom Henderson is here.
Yes, also Tom Henderson.
Yes.
So
Ice Eagles.
He did the
Videotape.
The movie Ice Eagles.
that's right. Sorry about that.
Does
So-
anybody need assistance getting on the base Monday?
I need assistance. I can't get there.
Yeah.
Oh, I can pick you all up. You want me to pick you up? Where are you staying? If you want.
Our hotel is far out. But
Where are you staying?
Gary, do you have any famous stories to tell?
the best
Yes, but I can't tell when the mixed problem.
best restaurant near Highway 10, exit 7.
Okay. I'll talk to you later about it.
Oh, yeah, we can talk later. For Gus's 95th birthday. And on that birthday, I was introduced as the exotic guest. I didn't know about it, but apparently I was. So,
Cut hair too.
excuse me?
I cut hair too.
At the border control, when I entered the United States through Houston in 2017, they said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Pensacola." And they said, "Who wants to go to Pensacola?" And I figured with that answer, you must be nerdy enough, like I am, to come about 5,000 to 6,000 miles just to come and take pictures of an airplane. By that time, I knew nobody over here. And Tom Henderson, he introduced me to the old Antarctic explorers world. And I got to know Gus, and on the festivities of the 95th birthday, on the party, I got to know a few other people. And as it turned out, my book, who was focusing on an airplane, shifted a little bit, and towards the end, those people who have seen the book, it shifts more towards people, because in the end, they are more important than the plane. And with a mechanical background, I'm still interested in the plane, but it would not be the same book and it would not be the same story without the people. So, Gus, when we met in 2017, I said that this was a preliminary book. I had a preliminary version of the book with me, which had 80 pages. Now it has 200 pages. So then I said, I'm still working on the book and I intend to publish it. And then his answer, he looked at me and he said, be quick. Actually, I tried to be quick, but I was not very quick. Actually, I finalized it in 2020. And the pandemic helped me a lot because I had a lot of rest and I had a lot of time to work on the book. So in 2020, August 2020, I did the publishing in Luxembourg, privately done. So I have my ISBN number now, but anybody interested has to go through me. Otherwise, I don't advertise for it. And here, of course, he has still his copy of 80 pages. But in the meantime, I already sent him also a few other copies of the real one.
You're looking.
And he said to me, will you be, no. Well, we said, we'll be back for your 100th birthday. And we give you that promise, and you promise to hold on. Now, he
Yes.
held his promise. Happy birthday, Gus. And another promise, I'll be back for 105.
Would you like to say something?
Not much.
Joe, I have to call you back.
I would like to.
Joe, I have to call you back.
What a thrill it is to be here. And if I get any closer, I'll bite it. No, this is one of the real experiences of my life. To have all these people who are interested. And we had a lot of fun, we had a lot of work, and we succeeded without too much complaining. That's it.
You guys stepped up.
Sure.
Gus, here's something for you.
Oh, thank you.
A little souvenir. Since Billy cannot be here, I figure a picture is better than nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And as you see, we all signed it.
Turn it around, let's see.
We're going to be at the museum next Monday,
Monday.
Yeah.
On your birthday.
I'll be there.
and this will be repeated down there.
And since that's a photograph, so that's
Yes.
of lesser value. This one is a real Stefano. If you keep it another 50 years, it'll be worth something.
Our brother who has died would have a big kick out of this. His name was changed to Penguin, so I always called him the Penguin. And I helped him publish his magazine till I couldn't see.
You're going to talk that much, use the microphone.
And the Penguin died recently, and we really, really miss this guy.
Yes. Wow, that's beautiful. I love
A sample of the book, made it go around so people see what it was all about.
it. Gus, can you hold that up and I'll take a
10
picture?
years ago.
Hold it back.
My name is Dave Mack. I've known Gus quite a while. I did not know him in the Navy. I have no Navy experiences with him. I have a few of my own, but you don't want to be bored with those. Anyway, I'm here with my daughter Stephanie. I met my wife in Norfolk, Virginia, just right after her father, who's a 30-plus year Marine, retired. And my father-in-law, I'm sorry, not my father. I did know my father before that. Excuse me, I'm not accustomed to publicly speaking. Anyway, shortly after my father-in-law and mother-in-law retired in Norfolk, they moved to Pensacola, Florida. My father-in-law had been a good Marine, pack and a half of cigarettes every day, a fifth of whiskey every weekend. He unfortunately passed away at the age of 60, and my mother-in-law was about 50 years old at that time. And that would have been, I think, about 1967 when it happened. My mother-in-law met Gus out on the beach one day, and they became lifelong friends. My family, who lives near Chicago now, are endeared to Gus for the care that he provided for my mother-in-law. They were never romantically involved, but they were dear friends from then until when my mother-in-law passed away in 1998. Before my mother-in-law passed away in her later years, she'd get in bed, she'd pick up a phone, call Gus, say, I'm in bed now, I'll call you tomorrow morning. Gus would say, okay. He'd look forward to that telephone call. The next morning, my mother-in-law would get up, she'd call Gus and say, I'm up now. And if Gus didn't hear from her, he'd get in the car and come over and see what was going on.
Oh, that's nice.
He's a great guy. I didn't think I'd break up like this, talking about him, but yeah, I've known Gus for quite a few years because we would travel down here to see my mother-in-law. We had eventually 4 children. My daughter Stephanie is one of them, and my wife would come down to see her mother in the summertime, bring those 4 children, and often leave those 4 children with my mother-in-law, Claudette Deason, and leave them there for a couple of weeks. My wife would come back home and make sure I was behaving. I was working, I was employed. I didn't really work much. I was a pilot. So I was employed by American Airlines for 32 years at that time. But anyway, when I'd come down then and talk to Gus, Gus and I had a great time talking about airplanes, and he said, what are you flying now? You know, what's this? And all this sort of thing. And I always looked forward to seeing Gus. Gus had a brilliant mind about airplanes, and he kept up with what was going on. So, Gus, we're going to be friends forever. Put up with it.
Let me give you a little more strength. There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to clear my throat. Hey, I've already hashed this out with Gus just a few minutes ago, hey, but now I'm going to tattle on him. Hey, a number of years ago, when I started the Old Antarctic Explorers Association, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I had an official meeting with the Coast Guard over in Mobile. Okay, and I had to go over and discuss some things with them, because that's the group from there that goes to the ice. Who's their people? Well, somehow or other, Gus got wind of this. Okay, so he hitchhiked a ride with me to go over just to visit and tour and get the road and what have you. Okay. I had a 1999 Bonneville, but it was a performance Bonneville. It wasn't a regular Bonneville. It's got the high performance engine in it. It's got a control console like an airplane's got. You know, it's got all of this stuff in it. So we get in the car and we're hitting on Interstate 10. He comes up and he says, hell, this is just like the airplane. And so he starts flying my car. I'm pulling down I-10 and he's got the controls. And we went in and they were very gracious. They took us all over the place. I think they maybe threw a hot dog at us or something, you know. Eh? But Gus was just like a little child at that time, because it's almost like the evolution of that car brought him back to memories that he had, I'm sure, when he was flying his airplane. You know, and I just said, I'm driving, and away we went. So like I said, I just wanted to tattle on Gus.
Nice story.
But anyhow, happy birthday to you, Gus. And as a shindig, let's give him one more birthday wish. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gus. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, we're about to wrap this up, but I do want to give a shout out to my niece and nephew, Chris and Sarah. Sarah designed the invitations, and you know, you've seen Chris's talents with the mead and the everything. And for my goddaughter Jennifer for being here with us, and all of you who have been supporting. Also, of course, we're sorry that Les and Cindy Liftak can't be here. Of course, the recent tragic death of their daughter. But Les's son is here, Les Jr., and his wife.
Oh.
And Tammy, okay, and Laura, her sister. So 2 of Leslie's kids are here, and we're so glad you could, because they live in Wisconsin. So not an easy trek, but you're welcome to hang around and visit with Gus and enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
How about a round of applause for Sandy?
I'll get it. Are you sure?
Yeah, it's open at the bottom.
How do you spell his first name?
Maurice.
Can I get anything? I'm gonna get some rice tea. Another water? You're right. Yes.
Came from Maurice.
He's gonna treasure that. Great. He's gonna love that.